COVID-19, leadership matters. You've all heard about the Spanish flu of 1918, which killed 3 times as many people as died in World War I. And many of you read the terrific book by John Barry, The Great Influenza. One of the major takeaways that I had from that book was how 2 different cities treated the virus. In the case of Philadelphia, in spite of all the warnings, they proceeded to have a major bond drive parade attended by thousands of people in the streets. As a result, they lost control of the influenza, and at one stage, 1,000 people were dying a day. In the case of San Francisco, they shut down all cinemas, bars, churches, and anywhere where people congregated. As a result, they were able to control the situation. It's heartbreaking to see what we've done, given all the knowledge we have, and what other countries accomplished, given the same information. Taiwan also learned from the SARS epidemic and activated their Central Epidemic Control Center in January 20th, one day before they identified their first case. And in 3 weeks, they had put in place 120 action items, including banning travel from the mainland, testing, contact tracing, and wearing masks. Up to September 18th, Taiwan had only lost 7 people, which if we scale that up to our 331 million people in the US, we would have lost something like 97 people, sadly compared to our actual deaths of 198,000 on September 18th. I imagine you're saying that the cultural differences would work against such strict measures being successful in a Western country. So let's take a look at a country that is more similar to the United States. Germany has had 9,450 deaths as of September 18th. Scaling that up to the US population, that would be 37,700 deaths. A tragic difference of the 160,000 potentially avoidable deaths that we've had. Whether due to incompetence, the introduction of politics, or some other factors, there's clear failure of leadership. Trump was warned about by Robert O'Brien, his national security advisor, on January 28th. This was the biggest national security threat to his presidency. On January 29th, Peter Navarro, White House Trade Representative, forecast that the pandemic could cost the US as many as 500,000 deaths. In a taped conversation on February 7th with Bob Woodward, Trump indicated that he understood how deadly the virus was. And yet, 3 days later, at a rally in New Hampshire, he downplayed the virus by saying it would disappear in April with warmer weather, and that he continued to downplay the virus ever since. At the first indication of a potential lethal virus, the country needed a leader who provided the facts, a calming voice, and a coherent plan and encouragement to come together as a country in the face of this crisis. None of these were offered by the president. Given this history and the lack of leadership and the resulting souls lost, this president clearly does not deserve another 4 years. Ask yourself, what would you do with a losing coach or manager? If you like and agree with this video, please send it on to your friends and family, or I encourage you to make your own. And thank you for listening.